Hey, are you fearful? You ought to be. The stop loss hunters. Yes, the stop loss hunters are coming for you. They know if you've been naughty and they know if you've been nice. But regardless, the stop loss hunters are coming. They come in the dark of night. They come in the bright of day. But they're coming right now. The fear level is high. Traders are running for their life. They're running for their life because the stop loss hunters are coming. Hey, on a brighter note, Grandpa's being facetious here. On a brighter note, we have a death cross here in the 5-minute chart. Now, how do you determine if you have a death cross? And I'm going to tell you a little more about the fear factor here coming up shortly and what you might want to do about it. But for right now, let's talk about death crosses because we got more than just the 5-minute. I'm going to start with the 5-minute and we're going to go from chart to chart and look at our death crosses because we got a few of them. So the yellow dotted line is the 200 simple moving average, and the blue dotted line is the yellow dotted line is the 200 simple moving average, and the 50 moving average is the blue dotted line. When the blue dotted line crosses down through the yellow, when the 50 goes through the 200, that's considered a death cross. And this one hit in the 5-minute at $418. And we have currently a low of 401.70. Now, a death cross in the 5-minute can usually be anywhere from $3 up to $100 and something dollars. And so far, we've got about $17 on this one. Now let's look at the 15-minute and I'll see if I can cheer you up. Oh boy, we have a death cross. Where did it hit? Let's look. We're going back in time here. It hit up at 453 and a half. So in the 15-minute, we have approximately a $51 death cross. Oh boy, a $51 death cross. You know, the good thing about death crosses, after a death cross, the next thing you will get is a golden cross. It's just a question of when. So now let's go to the 30-minute chart because so far you got 2 death crosses and it's not looking too good. I'd be fearful too if I were you. Okay, so here we have a death cross. The 50 moves through the 200, heading downward, and this one hit at 444. 444, so in the 30-minute you have approximately a $41 death cross. Okay, let's look at the hourly. Oh boy, it's got to get better, don't it? Oh, in the hourly, we have a death cross. It hit at 440, just about 449 area. 449, so you got about a $47 death cross in the hourly. And I'll tell you right now, we don't have one in the 4-hour. But the fair opening price is bright and shiny. Yes. The fair opening price is $411.44 for Thursday. We got big news on deliveries coming out for Thursday morning at 9 a.m. The consensus is that 506 1,000 vehicles would be delivered. That's what's expected. The analysts are pretty much split on which way it's going to go, but it looks to Grandpa like it might not be too good, but who knows. Analysts are split. Bunch of them are saying that, we should get 515, which would be bullish, and to the moon we will go. And or bunch of them are saying we're gonna have a miss, and we're not even gonna get 506. We're gonna get about 500, and if that's the case, you're probably gonna see 338. 338. So if you were scared before, imagine how scared you are now. Grandpa's terrible. Grandma's patiently waiting in her little cash account. Grandma always makes a profit. I don't know how she does it. She just waits. She's got so much patience. They should have named her Patience. Okay, so yeah, she's looking rough. We're gonna go to the monthly chart here, and I got a few things to point out to you. Number one is 398.87, just where the wick takes off out of this monthly candle. This is the last. This candle is done. It is done. We're going to start a new candle on Thursday. And that's just the way it is. And but that number right there, I'll tell you what, if we don't hold 400, look for 338. If we close below 400, we can go down and touch this 398.12. That's support right there, folks. We can go down with a wick and come off of it, but if we close below 400, look for 338. So figure out what your plan of action is if that's the case. Now I'm going to scare you a little more. This is scary right here. This is the weekly chart. Each candle is a week. This particular candle does not finish until Friday. So it's 2 days old, but if it stays exactly like it is now, red, this green candle, the body of it fits into the previous one, followed by a red candle, means that we would have a sell signal in the weekly chart. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Fearful. Very fearful. It's probably going to be Thursday night before we know for sure what color this candle is going to be. 100%, but it ain't looking good, I can tell you that. She looks like it's going to be red. I can't call it yet. I'd like to call it. But it looks to Grandpa like the dominant trend is going to be down coming into the new year. Opportunities never end in this stock. The movement is huge. You can make a lot of moolah with the movement in this stock. The daily is still a buy signal with 3 red candles, bear flag. But I'm telling you, this thing can have a bear flag that'll take you all the way to 348. So what more can I say? The only good news you really have is Grandpa's fair opening price of what? 411.44. We hit the fair opening price today, by George. 420.05. Went through it multiple times. Grandpa sold a whole bunch up at 427 early this morning. Just so I could do a little averaging. That's all I did. But yeah, we got Death Cross, and when Grandpa says buy the dip, that's probably around the 340, 338 area. If we break the 400, if we close below that 400, we're on our way. We're on our way to a real buying opportunity. A real buying opportunity. Okay, we had a high to low today. The range was $25.39. That's why Grandpa loves Tesla. We got movement in this stock. And in these higher dollar ranges, you'll see higher movement. And the more movement you have, the more opportunity you have in a stock. High today was 427.93. We had a low of 402.54. And after hours, let me look once what we dipped down to here, because it changes quite often. 401.70. 401.70 is possibly your new bottom pivot point. We'll see. Closed at 403.84. Indexes were down today substantially, or fair amount at least, and Tesla, of course, underperformed the market. Divergence. Volume increased. 3 million shares on falling prices. Approximately 66 million shares were bought and sold. And Grandpa sees that as pretty neutral. Dominant trend, like I say, it's questionable. Currently, technically, the dominant trend is still up. But we're a day away from the dominant trend being down. And that's what it's looking like it's going to do. Pivot points. Well, our previous low pivot point from before, well, let's talk about our top one. Our top pivot point is 488.54. And we're currently looking for a new bottom pivot point. And once we get it, this thing will be off to the races, up and down and all around, but it will be up until we make a new top pivot point. Your future is bright. 1,000 is coming in your near future. But you might have to have a little bit of patience here. Maybe it's a week, maybe it's 3 weeks, might be a month or more. Grandma's patiently waiting. That's why Grandma always makes money. She just waits, and that's what she's doing right now. She bought the dip in the 408 area the last time, and that she's all in right now. Grandma's all in. She's got her average, and she's waiting, and she will make a huge profit when she sells them. So pivot points, previous low was 302.70 back in the day. 401.70, our current low, is that going to be our bottom pivot? Truthfully, I don't think so. I think it could be. It could be. If there's a ton of buys at that 400 at the even numbers where they like to stick them. Okay, and if there's just a ton of them there, regardless, if we hit that 400, I would assume that we're probably going to get somewhat of a bounce. I would look for a bounce. And we get a bounce, Grandpa will sell some more and rebuy at the 400 area. That's Grandpa's plan. Average down a little bit. I improved my positions by about $25 today, so I was happy with that part. But she's a rough game, I'll tell you what. Oh man. Okay, now listen to this because volume is so important. When this thing starts doing 50 million volume and some 40 millions possibly, but it gets into the 50 million range, runs sideways, they start boring us to death. Everybody's just in fear of 300 coming and below. That's really when she's going to take off in a big way. We had 66 million volume today, approximately 63 million yesterday. Day before that 82, day before that 75, day before that 59, day before that 70, and we spiked out when we were up at that 488 area with the volume in the, I believe it was the 129 range, if my memory is correct. But bottom line is these are pretty low volumes. It could actually run up off of these volumes. It doesn't have to go to 50 million. It's just that it usually does. And so we're getting fairly close to where we're going here, the way it looks. Upside resistance, you got resistance at 412. Of course, you have a little bit of resistance at the fair opening price of 411.44, 412, 421, 431, 445, and of course the 488 area. Downside support, $400.40. Can't remember how I come up with that number. And of course 398.12 that I got off of that monthly candle. 398.12. You don't want to see a close or an open. You don't want to see a close or an open below $400. If we open below 400, expect the worst. 388. Remember, it's always darkest before the dawn. 388.38. Down below that, I don't think it'll hold. If we break 400, I'm telling you, 373.20, I don't think it'll hold. 367, Grandpa could be wrong. 367, I don't think it'll hold. 338's your number. That's Grandpa's humble opinion. Yep, we're looking for a bottom pivot. Break of 400, 338 is very likely. Oh, Happy New Year to you. Hey, they gave us 3 death... Oh, no, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3... 4 death crosses for a Happy New Year present. Oh, boy. It's wonderful. Yeah. So, Tesla deliveries, we talked about that. Elon says that deliveries in 2025 are going to be up, according to Elon, approximately 30%. That's going to be huge for Tesla. We don't have that long till Trump gets in office. Elon's in charge of DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, along with the WICK. Then get that crazy Congress to put Mike Johnson in so that we don't have delays on Trump getting his stuff through. We'll be off to the races. Got a couple of these knuckleheads that want to hold the show up, and I just can't believe how ignorant some of our politicians seem to be. Grandpa's opinion. Trump's got a mandate from the people, and I'll tell you what, if they go against his wishes in regard to the speaker, I think they just ought to just hang him out to dry. Never let him be in politics again, ever. That's Grandpa's opinion. But Grandpa's opinionated, So, yeah. Oh, and expect the unexpected in this stock. Expect the unexpected. I was very thankful for that bounce up this morning, and made Grandpa look good. Grandpa likes to look good once in a while. Grandma always looks good. It's kind of nice if Grandpa gets to look a little bit good once in a while. So, yeah, if you're fearful, you ought to be fearful. You ought to be fearful. I'd be fearful too if I was, if you have a cash account, you ain't got nothing to be fearful about. You just got to have some patience. That's what Grandma's got. But if you got a margin account, you need to be doing some more praying. And then you need to think about eternity once in a while. That's right. Think about eternity once in a while. We got a deal going at church tonight. Got a service, 7 o'clock. Grandpa's going to sit right up in the front. Because Grandpa needs a lot of work. That's why. Yeah, Grandpa needs a lot of work. Maybe the Lord will work on Grandpa and straighten him out. You could only hope. You could only hope. Don't worry. The Lord knew what the price of Tesla was going to be before we were born. He knows everything. That's why we need to think about eternity once in a while. Grandpa does. Oh. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't take anything Grandpa says as financial advice. Grandpa's not a financial planner. And happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. And don't blame Grandpa. You sell your shares around 400 here, you bail out, you're scared to death. Don't blame Grandpa. When in a couple months from now they're 1,000 apiece, and that's why Grandma's hanging on to her shares. You just don't know. This thing is wild. If them deliveries come through good on Thursday morning, we could be at 488 by Thursday night. You just don't know. You just don't know. But I don't blame you if you're a little fearful right now. Extreme fear. The traders are scared. The traders are scared. I don't blame them. Okay, Grandpa's done enough talking. See ya next year. I'll see you next year. Goodbye. Ooh, goodbye. Happy New Year. Oh, wait a second. Whoopee doopie. Whoopee doopie. What is whoopee doopie anyway? Well, whoopee doopie is coming. You're going to be able to have a chance to be part of whoopee doopie. I'll tell you that much. But I'm not letting the cat out of the bag yet. If you want to hear about whoopee doopie and how you can be a part of it, check out one of my next live streams. Maybe I'll tell you. I can't remember I'm supposed to talk about it. That's how crazy Grandpa is. But, yeah, whoopee doopie is coming soon. And I know you're down and out right now. Most of you guys go along, and it looks a little bleak right now. But you're dealing with a stock that'll move $50 on one day and $30 the next. You got nothing to worry about. Just relax. Buy the dip if you have any money. And think about whoopee doopie. This is an opportunity for you to be part of something big. It's called whoopee doopie. Oh man, everybody wants to be part of whoopee doopie. Grandpa wants to be part of. Grandma is going to be part of whoopee doopie. Yep, you're going to just love it. It's if you want to, you've heard of prestigious organizations before. Well, there's none more prestigious than whoopee doopie. Not just anybody gets into the whoopee doopie club. Not just everybody, but you can. Yep, and Grandpa will tell you how to do it. And when you're in the whoopee doopie club, your trading is probably going to improve quite a bit. Quite a bit. At least I hope so. Will you be as good as Grandma? I doubt it. But you might exceed Grandma's abilities. That is possible. That is possible. You've got the abilities. You've got the brain. You got it all going on. Have patience. See you next year. Bye-bye.